Sincere greetings to everyone. My name is Sky, or you can call me Balbir Singh. That's my full name. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm joined by our cameraman, my brother Jerry Wala. This video is just been made for the sole purpose to assist UU204 students currently. I know you people have an assignment that is due this Sunday. I'm the past leader for UU204 award-winning past leader for this unit. And just to let you know that this week I was really busy, and I've got like more than 30 students asking my help. It was my graduation. I'm honored that I'm also recipient of a gold medal, and for this one I thought to sacrifice around like half hour and make a video for you people. So to all the UU204 students, let me just tell you about what is a reflective writing paper. Please don't expect me to be a professional, or this is just a conversation we are having. See, a reflective writing paper is where you are going to be very creative enough. And maybe some of you don't know how to be creative. Don't worry, we are going to talk about how to be creative. You have to talk about the issues and other things. So with this word, let me take you to your question. And the question is something around like this. Imagine if you are one of the first voyages to settle in Pacific Island countries. So now you have to imagine, like, you have to dream and imagine something that happened in the past. You have to go back into history and imagine you were one of the few people to settle and discover new lands in the Pacific. Imagine you cannot, like for Indian students, you cannot talk about endangered system because this one goes to Pacific ancestors. So this paper is not just about us going to write and get a mark. It's about honoring our ancestors. So you are going to write this reflective writing paper or something. From my perspective, like you are on one of the first voyages to come and settle in Pacific Island countries, right? Then the question reads something: what do you see, feel, hear, think or want? Something like that. So let me first start is that for your reflective writing paper, I think the first most important thing is to have a title. Let the marker be like aware what it's all about. Like you need to have a creative title, like for example, reflective writing paper on early explorers, reflective writing paper on early poetic explorers, something like that. So something like that. And then like followed by an introduction. Now you have to know that for instance, my role model and your course coordinator in UU204 is none other than Jacki. To be honest, like whoever I am in UU204, just because of her. Like she taught me one thing, that your introduction should always start with a very appealing and original statement. Like you are one of the first explorers. So you write something like, for example, you can say, I feel so into Pacific that I feel to discover the new lands. I feel to discover the lands that has not been yet seen by the human eye. I feel to voyage. I feel to risk the life and continue with the voyage culture. Something like that. Or something on. You all are great, are even much more perfect than me. Like in introduction, have a creative line. Have something related to unit theme. And then always have a thesis statement. For example, thesis statement is something telling what you are going to cover in this reflective writing paper. Now we have talked about introduction, and please, there is no format. You can also include your creativity and other thing. Now after this thing, it comes like the question, what do you see? Okay, this is the story, right? Imagine you are living on this island here, and you are those days back centuries ago, and all those food and other supply have already been finished, right? All those food and other supplies, and now you feel that it's the time to visit and discover a new land, right? This is the time. And now from there, this story is so appealing that we are going to cover the wayfinding story. Now that time you don't have a compass, that time you don't have engine boat, and that time even you don't have Facebook. Please don't write that I'll Facebook my friend and go to a new place. Okay, so you are living from here. This is the island you're connected, and then you see stars, moons. Those days you make a canoe and sit with your family, everyone, with your baby pigs and other ones, and then you finally left that piece. For example, you left that island, and now you are in the middle. You can't see that island. voyaging for like months and months. Many voyages in the past, their canoe capsized, they died. We have to acknowledge their sacrifices. And then finally you see some baits. It means you are about to approach a new lane. So you are finally seeing a new lane. So the question says, what do you see? Okay, when you finally, after months of voyaging, you finally see a lane, what you will see on the lane? Of course you will see birds, you will see trees, you will see the waves watching the reef, wave touching the reefs, you will see insects, few animals or other things, some rare things. So that is what you see. And what you hear? Okay, of course, from that, if that island is not yet discovered, you will hear the insects, you will hear the parrots singing, trying to welcome you, you will hear the waves touching, you will hear insects and other things. And then the other part comes, what you feel. Okay, you are like finally voyaging for, see this, and finally you are voyaging for like 3 months, 4 months, and now finally you have seen a new land. How you feel? I think you'll feel good that finally now my family will survive. Now our crew members will survive. And now the most important thing, we are going to have a new life. That's what you may be, like some of the thing you may be feeling about. Or you may like feel, if I was in the voyage, I would like say, as I see the parrots trying to sing and welcome me, I just put my head back and see that girl, the love of my life, and I just feel that I will want to settle, get married with her and have my babies on this island. Well, that's my creative appeal. If you want to laugh at that one, okay, you might as well laugh, but that's a form of creativity. You have to express in poetic way. And then what you think of one, see, the first thing, you are going to land on a new lane or something, you even don't know whether people are inside there. That time cannibalism, another thing I think was there. So it means you don't, like, you will think whether it's secure to enter, or is there any dangers of their life, or what you want. Maybe you'll want to make that lane your own lane, you want to make that lane secure and something like that. So that is the story, like, about the statement, the major aspects of a reflective writing paper. Now if you are going to write in like paragraph format, you can use whatever format. You can, for example, like for what you see, you can have a separate paragraph, something like that. What you hear, you can have separate paragraph. What you think, all those things, like up. See, the thing is, UU204 is not about any format, it's about creativity, as Jacki said, and I don't want to argue with her because she's the best. Okay, then you can, for example, if you are talking about what you see, it's good to tell from an image, but it's always good to have academic sources. So like, for example, you have read any article that says in the early days explorers first noticed the waves touching the reef. That is what they saw. Then you say, according to, for example, according to John, it is mentioned early explorers first noticed like, for example, the reefs. Then it means once you mention that, then you have to say whether that source is reliable or not. I agree with John. Why? Maybe John is a reputable author, or maybe, let's say, John is a very renowned, or the source is from a Pacific publisher or something like that. That's what it, or it's a timely thing, or it's a well-researched article, something like that. And you say your stories and feelings. You can do same for what you think, feel, hear, and want. It's about your creative thing. And please, I suggest use academic sources and critically evaluate whether you agree or disagree and give a reason, right? After that, the most important thing is your reflective writing paper should celebrate. See, ladies and gentlemen and my friends, the thing is, your reflective writing should not be boring. It should use I, and please use capital I, capital P for Pacific, capital O for Oceania, because we cannot put ourselves down. Well, I'm tired of standing. Okay, let me have a seat over here. Okay, so what it means that your reflective writing paper should celebrate. You see photos, painting of our early explorers, their canoes and everything. This is the time to bring those photos. This is the time to go to museum. If you know any history or anything, get those pictures. This is the time to write poetry. And please, to be honest, like now I'm a poet, have over 14,000 members on Facebook. I started writing poetry with broken English. So poetry is a form. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect to start. you have to be someone to start in order to be perfect, not perfect to start, right? So this is the time you do all those things and reference all those sources and other things, right? And your reflective writing paper should talk about migration theories. So example, maybe during your discussion, talk about what is migration theories, what is the importance of wayfinding. And I suggest you in your reflective writing paper at least have a paragraph or so talking about how you did your research, like how you found out your research, how was your experience regarding this one, and have something regarding the unit thing, most important thing. And try to be like so imaginative, so creative, like use poems, use pictures, use paintings, get those journal articles, the pictures if there was. And it is the time to honor these people. And then in conclusion, as you going to make the final sum up, and then always it's vital to leave with the final thought. Maybe like those days you were in your imagination, you say that I am feeling proud that I'm one of the early explorers, and I just now, centuries after, my future generation will acknowledge our work in any of the discipline if that exists in the future. So you have to just think and walk from the perspective of those days in the past. And now I think this will really help you to go into a reflective writing paper. Once again, cover all those part of the question. It's about your imagination, and then have references for your work. And it's always vital to not cheat, not try to use any 1018 IS or other programs to cheat, because it's academic dishonesty and you can be taken into serious problem. Now I had taken over here is some tips. See, the greatest tip for UU204 is that once I was doing UU204, I was in a great depression over some personal issues, but I'm thankful to people like Jacki, Frank, and Seva Modi, who helped me to cope, and I scored A+ and became UU2 pass leader. Guided over hundreds of students, most of them got A+, none of them have failed ever. And I'm thankful to each of them. And just want to tell you about UU204, it's not a unit which you take 5 hours and complete it. Just go into imagination, think like them, write from their perspective. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching this video, and please do share with others. And if you have any criticism, you are most welcome to drop that. I'm not perfect anyone. And I'd like to just leave you people, before I thank some people, leave you people with this great quote. And this quote says is that please never feel that you are like low in any status. I was a school dropout, and then I even became a gold medalist now just 3 days ago. Is that please never look down on you. You are a PSP calendar, you are an Australian, and please take courage and write this paper from your heart, using academic sources and other thing. And I know one thing, I have faith in you people, is that sky is the limit and you people will do your best. This brings me to the end of this discussion, and I'd like to now thank the person holding the camera. Thank you, Jeriwala. I just invited him like 30 minutes ago, and he said, brother, for you anything is there. And I'd like to just thank Jeriwala. He's a tourism student and he's one of my junior students. I'm so happy that he's doing for you people. I thank each and every UU204 students, along with Jacki and fellow colleagues in UU204 teaching team, is that all the best. And I'd like to just say, you people are great, because of whom I am just here to serve you. Anytime, just message me on Facebook if you want to add me. It's Balbir Singh in bracket sky. Email is it's not S11 now anymore. It's www.balbirsingh@yahoo.com, or my contact is 8675816. With these words, if I bring the stars from the sky and place it in front of your eye, the brightness of that star may not be as bright as love, kindness, and UU204 love I see hidden within each and everyone's eye. Thank you. Good night.